last week. We'll dive into that stuff. I also have some follow-ups that'll help kick this off because on last week's episode, if you guys tuned in, especially if you listened to the whole thing, I get into how I pissed the bed over the weekend, last weekend.
Oh, PT
Not this
piss.
past week. Yeah, PT piss.
Yeah.
I do feel like I have some updates with pissing the bed. An answer possibly that I feel like I came across.
Yeah, you actually do.
Because I was signaling to the world last week, like I was curious if there are bedwetters out there at the age of 36 with father of two, if there are other bedwetters out there. Because there's a part of me, it's like, yeah, it's embarrassing. It's fucking a little insecure about it. But this is the safe space. We're in the trust tree for the dads and Papa Team 6 and the moms that listen, like you guys out there that have your giggles, like just know that I am insecure talking about it. But also I feel safe with you guys.
And I want you to know, I think you already know this. I laugh because you make me laugh about it.
Yeah. I know.
Okay.
I know. Here's a great follow-up from Coach Webb, 9903. And I saw this comment last week and it did make me laugh out loud.
Repeat offender, by the way, Coach Webb.
Between Will's math acumen, bedwetting. Remember I put that math problem together? Math acumen, bedwetting, and incredible successes in multiple careers, it would be a crime not to donate his body to science after his passing. Oh, that's a good comment.
Coach Webb.
Coach Webb. That's a good
Thank you for writing into this.
Yeah, dude. So,
oh my gosh.
As you guys know, I pissed the bed for a very long time, up until about 14. It started to trickle off, but there's moments where I've still kind of pissed the bed. Usually I wake myself up when I'm in the middle of a piss, and this is like a couple times a year.
Yeah.
Not that makes it any better, but with my age,
it's just something that's going on, you know?
Yeah.
We're just dealing with it.
And last weekend, I just pissed the bed fully. I've also learned, how do I even set this up? Let me take you back to 2018 free agency. When I was getting a physical with the Buffalo Bills, and I've spoken about this on Bustin' with the Boys. I've spoken about this before. I even think we did a vlog on Under the Hood where I went on a doctor's visit back in like 2020 or 2021 whenever I got a brain MRI.
Yeah.
But when I was in free agency, and they were giving me a physical. So they're doing all my scans, all my MRIs from previous injuries. I would have stinger issue. I've had stingers before. I've had concussions. I've had a spinal cord concussion. That sounds way worse than how it sounds. And so they're just scanning me in case I were to sign with the Buffalo Bills.
They're checking their investment.
Yeah, they're checking their investment. It felt like it was going to be a promising visit to where when I was going to leave Buffalo on that free agent visit to where I was going to have a contract with Buffalo. And they're doing my scans. They do a C-spine MRI. Very, very normal, very common. And I'm meeting with the defensive coordinator, Coach Frazier. I'm meeting with the linebacker coach. And I'm actually in the middle of watching film about their defensive philosophy, where I fit in their scheme, all of these things. An athletic trainer comes in the room, knock, knock. Hey, coach, do you mind if we pull Will out for a little bit? Absolutely. Do you know when we're going to get him back? We don't know right now, but we will let you know as soon as we talk to Will. Rut-row is right.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. Go into the training room. They have my C-spine MRI up on the white highlighted where they got the scans on the deal.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you see this white mass? And obviously I'll have the photo to Chef so he can have it up on the screen while I'm talking through this.
Ba-ding.
He's like, do you see this white mass that is in your brain? At that moment, it was, we don't know what this is. I'm not a neurologist.
I'm not a brain doctor.
Yeah, I'm not a brain doctor. And they're like, we don't know what this is. And we would like to get another MRI on your brain to fully understand the entire picture. And I'm like, okay, so yada, yada, yada. And the doc tells me we're not talking about football right now. We are talking about this could be a tumor. This could be cancerous. We don't know. And I obviously those are scary things that I'm telling you, but we just need to get an MRI as soon as possible. So I asked the doctor, all right, do I need to get one here? And he's like, I recommend we fly you back to DC because I was with the Washington Redskins at the time. Recommend we fly you back to DC so you can be around people that are closer in your circle. So antennas are going up in my brain like,
Oh, shit.
This seems like a pretty severe thing that's happening that they just don't know about. And I see this white mass just sitting on my brain. You're looking at the scan thinking, holy fuck, like.
And for audio listeners that didn't see the image pop up on the screen, we're talking like a dollar-sized coin mass. Like this isn't like a little freckle that's like, oh, what is that? This is like,
something where if you were looking at your brain, you were having this conversation and you didn't know anything was going on in your brain. You've been playing football. You've been doing all these things. To see this little white mass, it's like popping off the screen.
Yeah.
So I go back, I get a contrast MRI with the radiologists. They inject IV, they see if anything's lighting up to see if they can figure out if it's going to be a tumor or not. I then, after this MRI, I'm walking upstairs. As I'm walking upstairs, I hear the radiologist on the phone with our team doctor, the Washington team doctor at the time. And he's alluding to, I think we have to get this cut out and ship it off to a lab to see exactly what it is. He's under the impression that it is a tumor at the time. I end up walking in the door as he's on the phone, and he's like, okay, he's in here. I got to go. Walks in, and I'm like, Doc. Hey,
great conversation over here.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, Doc, like, we can just cut straight through the bullshit. Like, just tell me what I'm looking at. He's like, well, I think that you have a tumor in your brain that we need to get removed and ship it off to a lab to fully understand what it is. And I'm kind of sitting there like in a haze, right? Like everything's kind of quiet. He's kind of like picture the echo voices in the background, and you're kind of just staring at this scan of your brain. And then he starts talking like, but hey, once we get this cut out, there's like a titanium plate that we can put in and you can still play. You can do all the things. And I'm like, hey, Doc, no disrespect, but if this is like a tumor, if this is something that's bad, like the first thing I'm thinking about is not putting my helmet on and getting back in an Oklahoma drill.
Yeah.
And so I talked to the team doctor after that visit. They're like, hey, we're shipping it off to surgeons. We're shipping it off to people to get the best eyes on it, to get as much feedback and as much information as we can on it. So I'm kind of sitting on ice for the next 48 hours. Like, I'm not telling my wife is my girlfriend at the time. She's at the Philippines on vacation. I'm not telling her because I don't want to upend what she's doing currently and then make it all about you when we don't know the entire picture.
Yeah.
I'm on the phone with my dad. It's emotional with my dad. Don't tell my mom. And until we know. Neurosurgeon calls me like 48 hours later. It was about 4 or 5 in the morning, calls me. I'm awake. I sit there and answer the phone. He's like, Will, I'm sure you've been stressing about this. I wanted to shut down all the stress right now. Like that, this is not a tumor. This is a cyst that I believe has been in your brain since birth. I went back through all of your previous MRIs dated back to 2014 when you were on Washington. They must have missed it. Because it is in there. It is a hard thing to see unless you're thumbing through it to look for a cyst or a tumor in your brain. Because when I was getting those scans for Washington, we're checking on things after a concussion, or we're checking on things
how's
like
his
after
shoulder?
a stinger. Yes,
how's
shoulder.
His neck?
Yes. And so very easy to miss, but I just want to put it to bed. There is not a tumor in your brain. This is a cyst that's been in your cerebellum. That, in like pediatric terms, that leads me to believe that this has been in your head your entire life.
Dang.
So all we've had to do is make sure year in and year out is I go and get an MRI. I haven't gotten an MRI on my brain since 2021. So when you're looking at that photo, you see 2019, that's the smallest. When I was on the Titans and they checked it out, 2021, where it got barely any bigger. Now all the way to 2026, I just got it. It has grown a little bit.
Yeah.
Now I'll just say there's nothing to worry about as of right now. Everything is the exact same, tested out the same. My symptoms are fine. All of these things to where we're just going to have to monitor it. If it gets big enough, it's something to where I could be a brain surgery candidate. But even when I'm a brain surgery candidate, it's something you can go in and kind of pop or drain like it's a water balloon, get it removed. Your boy's going to be all good. We're all good to go. It's brought us all the way back to this moment. I broke that down for you because who knows if you guys were curious, especially when you see a scan come up and it's like, what is going on with Willie One Shelf? Here's what we've learned. Because Deke did some research on the internet. Because when I was putting together wetting the bed, I'm thinking, okay, apnea people could be in the state to where the communication from the brain and the bladder can shut off and I can pee the bed. But what we learned with the cyst is that the cyst could play a big factor in my communication from brain to bladder. And now I legitimately feel like I have a solve for why I've wet the bed on occasion throughout my entire life.
And where it's located in the brain, it sounded like from Deke's research, is that would make perfect sense.
Deke, are you able to, do you remember the breakdown?
Okay. Here's how I worded it. I have exactly what I Googled and exactly what I reiterated. So if there are doctors out there, medical people, we're us.
PTND.
So the thing we have is, yes, a brain cyst can cause bedwetting, nocturnal enuresis, as I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, especially if it grows large enough to increase intracranial pressure or disrupt the nerves or hormones and regulate bladder function. Basically, it could be something in your brain that is stopping our traditional stall point of our bladders, because we, God forbid, we don't have brain cysts. Like, there is logical explanation that a brain cyst could be the disruptor between your body holding your bladder and your body just not knowing when to pee or when not to pee. So there is basic, and I mean, this is from the National Institute of Health. It's .gov, which means it has to be real.
And you're a PhD.
It has to be. I'm PhD,
bro.
Yeah.
PhD.
From all of my internet research, this is the exact reason Will Compton wets the bed. PhD guy.
This, to me, when you told me that, I broke it down because I got this brain MRI on Thursday, I believe, or Friday morning. I came into the shop. Yeah. Or this before Nate Bargatze came on, because I had the IV, the little tape to stop the bleeding.
Yes.
But we're breaking it down. And I'm like, fellas, this could be a reason I went to bed. And then when Deke broke all that down, I'm like, oh, buddy, in Shawshank Redemption, just getting out of the tunnels, rain falling down on my face, like freedom. Because in my mind, I'm like, this is the only explanation.
You're sitting there, and I say this jokingly, but you are sitting there thinking, I'm just this big old goofus that can't get it right with the wetting the bed.
Yeah.
And I guess that's just me, Will Compton. I'm a PT pisser.
I'm a PT pisser.
With no answers as to why
There's
you are.
There's going to be a couple times a year where I piss the bed, and I don't know.
It is what it is. I'm a pisser.
Gotta own it.
Nay.
But now.
We have answers.
We have some answers.
And that was one hell of a thing to have your boss come up to you as it's a big day. Nate Bargatze's coming in.
Bargatze, yeah.
And, I got to be on my P's and Q's and be locked in. And I walk in and you have a arm strap already on you from your hospital
Just
visit.
signaling that I'm a survivor.
And you come up to me and go, we solved the bedwettings. That was your opening line. You go, we solved the bedwetting.
I legitimately, I feel like we solved my bedwetting.
We did, though. We did. And that was just an incredible. I'll always remember that quote from my boss of walking into work and, hey, we solved the bedwetting.
Because there was nobody that's like letting me know in the comments that they've got this issue.
Yeah.
I got one here from Trevor John. It says, I shit my pants a couple years ago. # Papa Team shit. He's trying to comfort me. Hey, I shit my pants.
Tell him, Papa Team shit. I would love to join that.
Yeah.
Last year, I shit my pants here at the office.
Yeah.
Papa Team shit.
You guys are either just shitters or you got to assist.
Yeah. Or, some like Frank Hall, 6603, was kind enough and honest enough and bold enough to share with us. He said, fellow PT Piss member here. Been clean for about a year or so, though. I did regularly wear pull-ups to bed until about 13 years old. Very embarrassing. Deke followed up on the For the Dad spot.
You're not alone.
Frank's not alone.
Dude, I feel you. One. The diaper, that's my heart goes out to, like, I just pissed through the underwear and the shorts and everything else. I would have to, I know my man, he feared any time he did a sleepover.
Yeah. Nice looking guy too. And in his photo, he's with his wife, and very nice looking man. Deke follows up with the For the Dads account and says, any advice for Willie on overcoming this? Frank instantly replied. Frank said, definitely watch the fluid intake within 2 hours of going to bed. Would be one PT pisser to another's solve.
Yeah.
for the matter.
Thank you.
Because my man, he knows when he went to the doctor at that young age where he was having those issues, the doc would tell you, hey, no Kool-Aid or anything after 7. Which is a shot to the heart.
That's a shot to the heart. That's when you get your last little Capri Sun, dude. Oh, I'm a little thirsty.
You're taking my drinks away post 7 p.m.?
Uh-huh.
So I feel my man. And he's right. It's like, not that I'm like thinking about it, but I do like, obviously I'm very minimal before going to bed, like drinking water and everything. My wife houses water before bed. She's like, why aren't you drinking water? I never say. But I'm like,
I already had some.
Yeah.
Already had some.
I don't want it to be a long night.
I'm so good. I also, very quickly, some housekeeping.
Real quick before you do that, I do have a question about peeing, if you're comfortable. Do you have dreams that you are peeing and then you wake up to be peeing? Because I've heard that.
Every now and then,
Okay.
occasionally,
Just
it'll
curious.
be part of that. But a lot of times, like when I would wake up, not this last one that happened last weekend, where I'm like telling the world like I wet the bed. That one, I just woke up and I'm like, holy shit. Usually, what happens is I'm in a dream, and it's usually like an intense dream, and I'll like kind of like wake up like I'm fighting something, and then I realize it's like I'm fighting my bladder. I need to hurry up, and I've just been sprinkling over the past, I don't know how long, but I've been like sprinkling to where one side is a little wet, and then I'll go like I was saying last week, and I'll examine or audit, is this too much to get back in bed to where I need to change my underwear? It's usually in the middle of the night. So I'll go to the bathroom, see if I need to change my underwear. Sometimes I don't have to change my underwear. It's a little bit to where I just don't want to go through the process or want to hurry up and crawl back in bed and go back to sleep.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens. And again, that's like a couple times a year. It'll just happen. This last one was a time where it was new to where I didn't catch myself.
And Will, I forgot to tell this last time on the show, and I'm actually a little bit upset about it. To join you in the PT piss talk, I pissed the bed my very first night in Nashville, and maybe that was just me throwing out the bat signal to you of like,
I'm here.
It's your boy Sherm. I feel like this work thing's going to work out. I'm going to love working at Busting with the Boys. Maybe I pissed the bed a little bit.
Yeah. Like it's like the avatars and their ponytails are connected. We're connected.
And I chalked it up to being exhausted. I had no idea what the reasoning for that was because I never do it. And
get your brain checked out.
Yeah, kind of now I'm kind of like, oh no.
The doc was telling me, he's like, look, man, you have 0 symptoms. The cyst, even though it is bigger.
Yeah.
He's like, intelligence and rationality tells us this could continue to grow, but it might not continue to grow. Oh, I'm just thinking, dude, it's grown each time. Now it's been 5 years since my last MRI. Clearly it's grown. Not like a lot more, but significantly more than what it was.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this will continue to grow. And he's like, the only time you're going to know if we have to take it out is you're going to start just having symptoms, whether it's balance, whether it's like you just get random headaches. And he's like, if you're telling me you don't have any of those, like everything else in your brain looks very clean. This is just like a water balloon basically sitting in your brain. And he's like, and it'll start pressing up on things to where then you'll start feeling symptoms. That's when we'll know. But if nothing's out of the ordinary, now I'm thinking, I wonder if that's like out of the ordinary. But if I'm not pissing the bed consistently, I'm not thinking it's an ordinary thing. That's just where I'm at. That's where I'm at on the entire brain update.
Appreciate the update. And I will say this just so everybody in our audience doesn't think all three of us of Chef Deke and I are soulless. We are. Like, it's concerning. We're worried for you.
Yeah,
we
my
laugh
wife's the
and
same
joke,
way. Yeah, but until something is to come up from the cyst, there's really nothing. It's like, yeah, I have a cyst in my brain.
Yeah.
So my wife's like, I need you to live for a long time. I said, trust me, sweetheart. I want to too.
Great idea. Great idea. I'm fully on board.
Like I got to go get a CTA scan because he just wants the doc's like, look, and I'm not doing this because there's 0 cause for concern. He's like, I just want to be thorough.
Yeah.
And go through everything that we can to make sure this is still just intact. He's like, because again, man, you have no symptoms. and everything on the MRI is clean. You just have a cyst in your cerebellum.
And I'm going to keep my eyes and ears open. I'm not saying that like in a joking way. Like I will truly keep my eyes and ears open.
Please do.
If I notice anything, I'm going to be like, Willie C, I just want to let you know.
Yeah, there's clearly a highlight film that you could put together of mental blunders that I've had over the years.
And
hey, Doc, let's just watch this montage. Watch him do this math. Watch him not understand what sci-fi
well, he got
is.
to the right answer. He's fine. Wait, no, Doc, hold on. Did you watch the clip though? Did you see how he got to it?
We're going to throw in the ones where his brain kind of shuts off momentarily during all of the podcasts that he's done. You're telling me it's all good.
Doc, you're telling me everything's good? Yeah, that's Willie C. He's good. He's good. What? Like other people don't have that? Which other people do. That's what I'm saying. Like I joke about like like you could call them Willie C isms and like your moments and stuff. Yeah. But if I did ever see something that was like concerning, I would be like, yo, brother, like get checked out. Cause that is scary. You're like showing me the mask and being like, everything's fine. And I'm like, that looks really scary. It looks super scary.
Is there any reason not to get it removed? Like, is there any like logical reasoning that's like
hey, not to get it removed right now?
Yeah, just get it out of your head, even if it's
because
not
there's
cancerous.
nothing that's forming, like the contrast MRI. You do the contrast MRI and put the dye in to go up to your brain to see if anything like lights up to where it could be tumorous or a tumor could be forming, but nothing is telling them that we have to get this cyst out of your brain because it's not like it's not common. It's not uncommon. It's like this is like like people have like cysts in their brain.
Yeah.
But some of them can form and develop and do all these things to where you got to get it removed. You have zero symptoms. You have zero anything based on all the extra tests that we've done that says like there's an issue going on with this cyst. Like it's benign. Oh, the border of the whole thing, like as people see on the photo, it's clean. It's intact. There's no like fraying. There's nothing that says like we need to look at this right here.
Yeah.
In the cyst. So you need to do this scan, you need to do that scan. Like everything's came back to where it's like there's no reason to take this out of your head. Like for him it's like surgery is the last thing we want to do.
And the only thing that's like keeping me from not freaking out but like being overly worried about it is just a kid that I went to high school with that had a massive cyst like by his knee. And I mean he had it like all throughout middle school, high school. And he was like, yeah, the doctors said like, I don't need it to be removed. So like, it's just going to stay there until it needs to be removed. He put like smiley faces and stuff on it, like with the Sharpie. And it was just kind of like, oh yeah, he has a cyst on his knee.
Yeah, because surgery and anything is like the last line of defense.
It's very
like
invasive.
You have a torn labrum or you have a tear somewhere. It's like if you can do things rehab wise, injection wise, things that help bring it all back intact, so you don't have to go under the knife.
Yeah,
you want to do those things before you even have to get. If you don't have to go in for surgery, there's no.
Yeah,
there's no urgency to go in for surgery.
Yeah, I feel like brain surgery wouldn't be fun, but
it sounds like saying brain surgery sounds scary.
Yeah.
And he's like, if we ever have to go in, you'll get like a little hockey stick. You know, what is it called?
Incision?
The incision. Little hockey stick incision, and we'll go in with a little needle and you'll go up like you're draining it or poking it, and we'll get it out of there. But that's when you start having symptoms or it's pressing up on things in your brain towards clearly having an effect on you. Right now, you don't have any of that.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, as long as it's not gonna be like a Gary Woodland thing, which I don't know if you know that story about the golfer who that was actually really bad, but he had a cyst in his brain that was pushing totally different. It was cancerous, but same thing where it was starting to press parts of his brain. It's actually a really cool, good perseverance story. But and he was like, a bunch of things were coming out of that, so he had to get it removed. I was making sure they weren't like, oh, down the line I could do that. But I get it.
I know.
I'll get a chef scan. We're getting the chef scan right now. He's wanting to be thorough as well. He said, I'm just making sure my dog's
we
good.
love you.
You're my boss. So I want to make sure that I have a job.
There's that layer to it too.